Return of the Bat. Once again. Return of the Bat. Pump up the world. You lied to me. Gotham said that I gone, you lied to me. But you can see the Bat lives on. Well, yes, maybe not lyrics that Mark Morrison would be proud of. But let's discuss these excellent looking Batman Returns figures on Tac Tac Toys Flicks and Figures 77. So these make up the Flicks part of Flicks and Figs. Sit back, grab those bat snacks, same bat time, same bat channel. And as you may have noticed, Libby here is taking over from Mark this episode. I basically ran out of credits on 11 Labs, which generates Mark's AI voice. So you'll have Mark back again next month once I've bought more credits. So what do you think of the Batman Returns figures from Todd McFarlane? They look absolutely fantastic in my opinion. It seems Todd is going all out with the DC license coming to a close with McFarlane Toys. So I know Jay is a big fan of Batman Returns. Go check out his video and I'll leave a link in the comments below. I think if you want to build out a Tim Burton style display, then this gives you an opportunity. So we have Michael Keaton as Batman. The figures do have pins, but in terms of aesthetic, these are bang on, even if the articulation will leave a bit to be desired. And the Dio in the background just helps build that nostalgic memory of the film. And these are likely to be highly anticipated figures. So make you check all the usual places for all those wonderful toys. The head portrait for Michael Keaton Batman is pretty decent. A cloth cape which maybe could benefit from more length. He comes with a batarang, extra hands and a bat grappling hook. So not loads of accessories, and Michael Keaton Batman should be available everywhere. And just like Michael Keaton, the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman is an excellent likeness. Jay in his video mentioned he had the Kenner figure as a child. Mark also had that figure. It's a very iconic Catwoman. I mean, you see this image nowadays, and it instantly reminds you of the film if you were young and watched it when it came out. It was a very dark film, I can remember that. And almost a bit much for children at the time. An unmasked face sculpt for Catwoman would decent. Or even a kissing one for when she kisses Max Schreck. And speaking of Max Schreck, here he is. And who doesn't want a Christopher Walken action figure in their collection? And I think Max Schreck will be a GameStop exclusive in the US, and I presume Canada. I think in the UK our online stores will be able to get this one. But let me know if that's correct in the comments below from longtime McFarlane collectors. Then we have the Danny DeVito Penguin figure, and he has a nice soft goods coat. I really like the dry brushing on the waistcoat, that's a nice touch that I noticed, and the Penguin needs some Penguin commandos to help take on Batman. And those are up next. Mark had a few Penguin commandos from the original Kenner line. They were quite fun, and these look really fun. And then we get a look at the Duck vehicle, which will be absolutely massive and a GameStop exclusive. I'm not really sure if and how this one will come to the UK, and seeing these makes me want a full set of Superman 2 movie characters. We have Christopher Reeve. How about Terrence Stampsod, although likeness rights for that might be difficult now after his passing away. Gene Hackman Lex Luthor, same issue. But they would be great fun, wouldn't they? And speaking of Superman, here's a look at the mullet 0-hour 90s Superman, and yes, there are viable pins, but a nice cloth goods cape. I know Jay from Jay's Toy Collection UK is excited for this one, and feel free to also check out Encountered Culture, who is a big Superman fan, and it's quite a lean muscled look for Superman. So let us know what you think of this Superman in the comments below. And then we have the Joker. A second head sculpt without the hat would be nice. I believe the coat might have a wire in it which will help for some dynamic posing if so, and again shout out to Jay, this one is a highly anticipated one for him. It does have a very classic look. It sort of reminds us of the Kenner Batman Joker from the Kenner toy line. So is this one you'll be picking up? Let us know in the comments. And then we have the 2-pack of Atom Smasher and the Spectre. I guess these are JSA characters. I think this might be a repaint of the Black Adam Atom Smasher. Perhaps a removable mask for Atom Smasher would be a nice touch. And Spectre with a soft goods cape. James Bond will be happy to see that. Let me know if you picked up on the Spectre reference there. I think as far as I'm aware this Spectre isn't technically 100% accurate. This Spectre might make for a good our man. And then we get a repaint of classic Batgirl, in the purple. Is this one Mattel will do once they take over the license? The cape is a bit small, so this is another chance to get Batgirl, and from Batgirl to Blackfire, the sister of Starfire, nice sliver sheen and purples, great head sculpt, and some power effects. And she's a villain of the Teen Titians. Thanks Jay, for that I learned something watching your video. So will you be picking Batgirl of Blackfire up? Let us know in the comments. And then we get classic Silver Age Tornado. A much improved update, and a soft goods cape. Great for implying his tornado powers in toy photography. Or on the shelf, with a bendy wire in the cape presumably. Nice cherry red outfit. A very classic looking take on Red Tornado. So from McFarlane 0-hour Superman, we go to Spiderman next. and Marvel and DC have returned to their comic crossovers for 2025, which we first saw in the 1990s, so we might see Superman and Spider-Man meet up in the near future. Page punches Superman from a classic costume Superman to a video game-style Spider-Man from 30MDLX. So let's talk about that. Keeping Joanna Jameson happy with pics of Spider-Man. And from Spider-Man to Batman and the Mesco 112 Christian Bale Batman. And he needs a Mesco 112 version of his arch-nemesis the Heath Ledger Joker. He's gonna hurt YA really bad. Do you want to know how he got those scars? And this is a fantastic looking figure, almost like a mini hot toy. The promo pics do him even more justice. Mesco 112 are having tryouts. Make it quick. And Mesco 112 Joker isn't the last one getting the last laugh. Oh no, the LPZZ 112 Batman who laughs. And we have had a lot of those figures. McFarlane in particular comes to mind when he gave us the character early on in the DC Multiverse line, which seems like a lifetime ago. 12 hands and multiple heads and a base. Again, I think we could do with some more variety among the selection for characters for DC figures. We seem to be getting the same ones over and over from different companies. And if you're having a laugh in this video, smash the like button, feel free to comment and subscribe, and hit the hype button to share this content all around YouTube. Yaka di yak his tak tak. And feel free to become a channel member to enjoy even more content. So if you like the idea of DC good guys being turned into bad guys like Batman facing off against the Batman who laughs, how about DC bad guys becoming good guys with Mafex giving us a Suicide Squad member in the form of Bloodsport? And does that mean more of the team is coming from Mafex? The first Suicide Squad figures were quite big, and that second Suicide Squad movie was so much better than the first one. So it's nice to see some of the figures from the Suicide Squad in 1/12 scale. And seeing Mafex give us 1/12 Suicide Squad figures leads into McFarlane crowdfunding a Harley Quinn from the first Suicide Squad. And she comes with all sorts of different head sculpts and accessories as add-ons, jacket and weapons. And the add-on beyond that is Jared Leto Joker, and the final unlocked here is another Harley. And that's definitely an interesting way of doing things. Basically your ultimate Harley Quinn. All the bells and whistles, Mr. J. And then if you like chaotic good guys, who should be bad guys, we go from Harley Quinn from McFarlane to the Inglorious Bastard from Muff Toys. Yes, no Brad Pitt in sight. It's actually third-party Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy, tell them. It does look really good, that head sculpt in particular, like a mini Hot Toys. If you're a Big Boys fan, you have the option for the Mafex version, or the Inglorious Bastard, which should be available on 5K Toys and all the usual places, VT Sparks and Bombasby no doubt. And if you have any of the Mafex the Boys figures in your collection, or the NECA ones, let me know in the comments below, and feel free to smash the like button, comment and subscribe, and feel free to become a channel member for even more content. Hit the hype button to share this 6-inch action figure news with other collectors on YouTube. And do you have a particular favorite The Boys character that you have in action figure form? Let me know in the comments below. And with this Inglorious Bastard head sculpt, you're halfway there to making a pair of supernatural custom action figures if you prefer. But the Inglorious Bastard here is a third-party version of Soldier Boy, who is himself a bad boy version of Captain America in essence, and of course Captain America has teamed up with fellow Avenger Black Panther on many an occasion, and we now take a look at the MDLX30 Black Panther. So let's discuss this figure. So it's the Infinity Saga kinetic energy charged Black Panther with some UV purple paint, which under a black light should glow. The original figure came out in 2022. I think this one is more 1/10 scale as far as I'm aware. Perhaps it's a rights thing that might be stopping 30 making it 1/12, but who knows. So is this one you would consider picking up? Let me know in the comments below. And then from the 30 DLX Black Panther kinetic energy version, we turn our attention to the DLX Advanced Suit Spider-Man. DLX gonna give it to YA. He comes complete with Waldos and everything. So this might be a high-end version of the character. A lot of texture and details going on here. The Marvel Legends version of this suit was a pretty penny. So it's nice to have some alternatives, even if they are high-end and high price. And the Transformers from the DLX line are meant to be excellent. So the Spider-Man should be a real good figure. And if you enjoy the Spider-Man games, let us know in the comments below. Are there any other characters from the game that you think might be good for DLX to showcase in high-end detail? We have probably seen some revealed in Marvel Legends, but it would be nice to see some 30 DLX versions as well. So as you can see, this Spider-Man can get into some lovely poses. This promo toy photography is doing all the hard work for us. And the colors are nice and vibrant on the costume, and there's plenty of detail. I personally haven't had the best luck with 30 figures, but this should be a good one based on what's come before from the DLX line. But we need some villains for Spider-Man to fight. And you can even make your own. And how would you do that? Well, using the Roman key black body as shown here, which even comes with a sort of symbiote looking head, and a few customizers have already turned this into a Venom, and we have plenty of great blank body action figures in 1/12 scale, so this adds to that toolkit to build your own custom action figures. So have you tried any 1/12 blank bodies? If so, what custom action figures have you created? Feel free to let me know in the comments below, or even to drop links to your Instagram, or anything like that in the comments below, if you have used the Roman key bodies to make custom action figures, or even if you just make custom action figures in general in 1/12 scale. Mark tries and makes his channel have a certain community aspect, giving shoutouts, or featuring other YouTube channels, or independent UK retailers. So he always welcomes anyone that wants to showcase their work, or get recognition, as long as it's 1/12 scale action figures that you deal with in some format. You can find a spot on the channel. And going from the Roman key body, which can make Venom a symbiote from outer space, we go to a John Carter of Mars action figure coming from the Frazetta Girls, as far as I'm aware, and keeping it with an outer space theme, we look at the latest wave of Cosmic Legions. And Toy Bro has done a few reviews of these figures on his channel. I know it's been mentioned on the channel before, but both Cosmic and Mythic Legions are figures with fantastic paint apps and sculpts. It really just depends on if you like mythic mythology such as orcs and knights, or if you like cosmic space aliens and the like. I saw the review for Orva, which is the green-headed alien in the orange armor, on Toy Bro's channel, and it looks like a very good figure. And this video is not for kids, and we mentioned Mythic Legions, and if you want some figures to pose out and play with your Mythic Legions collection, the 1/12 Fancy Realm Golden Dragon would be a great option. So if you like dragons, and if you like Golden Warriors, you get the best of both worlds here. And this wouldn't be the last time we see a dragon here. So what do you think of this Fancy Realm 1/12 Golden Dragon? This is a question that's not been asked in the Flicks and Figs videos, and that is the following. Do you like to collect these more high-end figures? Do these promo shots tempt and entice you to pick a figure like this up? Or are you strictly a Marvel Legends or domestic figure collector? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're enjoying this episode of Flicks and Figs, let me know. So we mentioned dragons and Marvel Legends, and that leads us nicely into Marvel Legends Dragon Man. Available at Kapow Toys at the time of this video if you want to pick one up, and it does look like a really decent made to order Marvel Legend, and perhaps you need someone to fight the dragons in your collection, such as the 1/12 Black Swordsman. And here we have the Black Swordsman from Bro Toys, 1/12 scale essentially. If you like Berserk, and aren't happy with the SH Figuarts offerings, then Bro Toys have you covered with this third-party version. Mark has read volume 1 of Guts, it's pretty good. The paint apps on the armor is really lovely. Should be available to pre-order on 5K Toys and all the usual places, and we have Zod Nosferatu coming from SH Figuarts. So there are some very impressive looking Guts figures on the horizon. Or perhaps you want some anthropomorphic animals that you can make your own stories and adventures and battles for in your toy photography, or just in the display. Well, Meaty Toys have you covered with their Adventure World Minotaur, again available at 5K Toys, and the like. If you maybe want the Black Swordsman to face off against this Minotaur warrior, you can pick them both up for the usual import sites, like 5K Toys. And then let's have a look at 4 Horsemen Mythic Legions, which of course, can sit in the collection alongside Meaty Toys stuff like this Minotaur. So the Mythic Legions Legacies of Mythos Otho and Urzok are available for pre-order, and I think ship in early 2026 according to the review of these which Robo has posted on his channel. I'll leave a link to that review in the comments below. And Otho was a highly sought after character from the Kickstarter of the Mythic Legions, Wave 1 I believe, and he goes for a high price. Shout out to Michael Bring Toys to Work and Miss Cloud Foxwell for educating Mark for this video. Shout out to them, and the intricacies in the paint and sculpt is just so good. Worn metal looks on Urzok, and such a regal knight look to Otho. Take your battles to the next level with the Wolf of Glory 1/12 scale beast by Fish Toys. This creature is around 15 inches in length, and is the perfect mount for your 1/12 scale sword and sorcery figures, or any 1/12 scale figures for that matter. And the fire effect paint apps all over the wolf mount are a nice touch. Apparently it's lava armor. So have you got any idea which figures you would pair the lava wolf up with if you pick it up? And we definitely need more action figures that have vibrant paint apps like this. The third-party companies often put the domestic ones to shame with their creativity and features such as light-up parts, magnets and more. The full body armor on the lava wolf is removable. The wolf is painted with fluorescent coating which really shines under a UV light. This wolf will go great with the 1/10 scale Grey Knight Guardian of the Horde seen in a few of these pics riding the wolf. Hopdo Toys 1/12 scale Goblin My Precious. Oh sorry, wrong franchise. Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. Oh no, not that either. Well, if you want a 1/12 scale goblin for your mythic legions, or anything along those lines, Hopdo Toys have you covered. It sort of looks like a mischievous companion to a hulking barbarian hero, or perhaps a cowardly servant to a powerful evil wizard. It's your collection, you decide where this goblin fits in. And we mentioned barbarian heroes, and with that in mind, let's look at Harbinger Studios' 1D Fist Shanghai Varnak's Unchained figure, and that's a mouthful. But this lad can crush your enemies, and smite their women. Savage Crucible are like your dad's Masters of the Universe figures. Sort of Conan Frank Rosetta beat the crap out of Skeletor, and take out Evil Lyn on a date type warrior. Crom. These twins should be available at Titan Toy Expo later on, and my gosh, we really are spoiled for choice as collectors, with our barbarian style figures. And keep an eye out for the next episode of Flicks and Figs episode 78, which will feature Mondo 1/12 Masters of the Universe, 200x He-Man and Clawful. Honestly, if you collect barbarians or sword and sorcery figures, you're able to have a ball. And if you're enjoying this video, let me know in the comments below. Plenty of good action figures to talk about. We have loads of stuff coming in at the moment. It seems any shipping delays we had earlier in the year and now catching up, and pre-orders are coming in. Let me know how that is affecting your wallet. And the next figure we are looking at reminds of those Ashley Wood 3A style 1/12 figures. As much an action figure as a designer toy. This is the Bancho TEQ 63 Devil Toys 1/12 scale Bullet Punk Universe action figure. Cyberpunk, so a world of difference from what we were just talking about. I'm sure this is available at Big Bad Toy Store, so I'll double check that. So this figure is on BBTS, and is around $130. The write-up on BBTS tells us this figure is a cult favorite from the Bullet Punk universe. Is a student dropout called Bancho TEQ 63, and he comes with 4 additional hands, a red baseball hat, a silver baseball hat, 2 flags, and 2 spray paint cans. Although this does feel very Ashley Wood, I feel like this guy might have some fun hanging out with the Mesco 1/12 Rumble Society, or Gomez figures you might have in your collection. And then we got a look at the promo images for the Ghost Vipers, essentially crystal balls scored. And Mark has probably covered these guys in previous videos, so if so, we will drop some links in the comments below. They look badass, don't they? This is making me want some Psyche out, who is the G.I. Joe equivalent of Crystal Ball, green shirts for him to lead with some illusion technology. I know Mark would love to get a few of these, but they are likely to be Pulse exclusives, which makes them 3 per customer here in the UK. Although In Demand may get these in, I hope we get some kind of version of these in a regular wave, but they haven't done that yet for Shadow Tracker, or Crystal Ball, Ghost Viper, Big Ben, or the Night Force guys. So I guess we will see. And the Ghost Vipers are definitely rocking a vibe that would certainly go well for Halloween. Perhaps that is unintentional, but if we can get Halloween-based Black Series figures, why not Joe's? And there seems to be a Crystal Ball Easter egg on the box art of the Ghost Viper. The accessories he comes with is insane. And from the Ghost Viper, let's have a look at the Target exclusive Short Fuse and Stealer. And yeah, if you are an original lineup Joe's kind of collector, then it's great to get these too. Or not get them being Target exclusives. Although here in the UK, we don't have that same problem, but for me they are a bit plain when compared to the more wacky and vibrant characters, such as the Ghost Viper. And talking of vibrant characters, here we have the Gladiator and Deathbird 2-pack from Marvel Legends. Now Mark is a massive Gladiator fan, so I know this is one he will be picking up. And again, there should be a video on the channel talking about these Marvel Legends reveals in more depth. And speaking of Marvel Legends, it's time for some shootouts. So here is Mikey Moon Boots with his Spider-Punk pick. Go check out his Instagram. And from all the latest Marvel Legends news and reviews, check out Dan, who reviews and all these great YouTube channels and UK independent retailers. And on Legends and Nicole Michael Bring Toys to Work talked about the latest lineup of Super 7 Ultimate Silver Hawks, so let's talk about those next. And so just like Robo from Robo Don't Know Mark has never seen Silver Hawks. I've seen a trailer for it which always appears on videotapes of his cartoons, such as Masked and Masters of the Universe, when Mark WSS young in the Middle East. So it was a very cool trailer, basically Thundercats in space. So the green is flashback a Silver Hawk from the future. And Silverhawks is set in the near future, I believe. And have you ever noticed that Thundercats covers the land, Silverhawks the air, and Tiger Sharks the sea, land, sea and air. So it's got those G.I. Joe Easter eggs. I have all these cartoon thoughts and I think they will save me. Well, that's it for another episode. Mesco 112 Joker here closes the Flicks parts of Flicks and Figs. So let us know what you enjoyed from this episode and what you like to pre-order. And any comments and thoughts are welcome in the comments below. Don't worry, Mark will be back commentating on the latest 6-inch action figure news as soon as some cash is in the meter for the AI voiceover. Until then, I'm Libby, and the Batman who laughs says enjoy those flicks and figs.